Hey girl, welcome back to Pretty Girl Rich Era, where we level up, glow up, and never settle for less, especially in dating. Now let's be real, dating can feel like a roller coaster and not always the fun kind. But here's the thing, you don't have to learn everything the hard way. And I mean, you really don't. It's okay to learn from other people. It's okay to get advice from other people. That's why I've gathered some of the best dating tips from women who've been there, done that, and are here to make sure you don't waste your time on walking red flags. And let me say, it's not all just red flags, it's also just some common dating tips that you may not have heard before, or if you've been in a long term relationship, dating advice that you really just need. So grab a snack, get comfy, and make sure you watch all the way through because you don't want to miss these gems. And of course, if you love content like this, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and I love making this type of content for you all. So let's get into it.
Do not go back to exes or people from your past. And this is dating advice from a woman in her 30s. Men hardly ever grow, they hardly ever change, and they hardly ever evolve. And I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. The reason why men don't change, they don't evolve, they don't grow is because they live their lives through their ego. And when you are living a life through your ego, you don't care about anyone else but yourself. You don't care about your surroundings, you don't care about furthering your education, you don't care about the people you date, your family, you only care about yourself. You know that saying, if you let something go and if it comes back, it's yours? Well, that's a lie, and that is bullshit. When you let something go and you let someone go, it's for a reason. As women get older, we decenter men, okay? They are not the first thing on our wish list anymore. And we start to focus on ourselves. We start to grow, we start to change, we become the woman we've always wanted to be. We start to travel more, move to new cities, get hobbies, start different jobs, or go back to school, start a whole different career. We do a lot as women. And what I've noticed as a woman in the 30s is that the men from my past come back. They always come back. And sadly, they are still in the same mindset, in the same place where we last stopped talking. The amount of men that has come back in my life is insane. There's a guy that I used to talk to 7 years ago. He came back. A guy from 5 years ago. He came back. Someone from my high school came back. Someone from 2 years ago decided to come back. And what's sad about this is that they think that I'm just sitting waiting for them. They think that I'm just, at home knitting and balled up in a corner hoping that they're going to reach out to me. And this is not a bashing post. This is just a reflecting post about life and how no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter how far you come in life, men are always going to pop back up. And the reason why men do this is because men think that there's always going to be a woman that wants them. They think they have this sea of women that are lining up to be with them. And then they get older and they realize that no one wants them. So then they start to backtrack to girls that they fumbled, girls they messed up with, and they try to come back to us. No, the door is closed, baby. And this is why I always say, be careful if you're going back to an ex, because 9 times out of 10, there's someone out there that saw his true colors. They didn't want to put up with his bullshit, and they left him. And he's coming back not because he loves you or misses you, because he has no one else. There's no one else that wants him. And they always think the door is always going to be open, but it's not. Women move on, men stay in the past. So stop wasting your time going back and forth with these men that don't want anything to do with you. If they wanted to put a ring on your finger, they would have.
Sometimes when we are like, oh, I'm just having fun with him, I'm just having fun, or he's just having fun with me, it's super easy and it's light. Okay, part of having fun for me, it's a requirement actually. I can only have fun with you if you are respectful, if you are courteous, if you are kind, if you are apologetic. Like, if you have really good traits as a fucking human, we can have fun for sure. Baby, I know how to have fun. Fun, my middle fucking name, okay? But I can't have fun with a loser. I can't have fun with a guy who doesn't know his ass from his fucking elbow. I can't have fun with a guy who doesn't do what the fuck he said he was gonna do. I can't have fun with you. I still have expectations in the fun category. If you want me to have fun, I need to be happy, okay? How are we gonna be happy? Oh, I don't know. We're gonna be mutually respectful to each other. We are going to be honest with each other. I don't understand how you guys are like, oh my God, I could have so much fun with this guy and he treats you like someone that he doesn't care if you lived or died. How the fuck could I have fun with someone like that? My life is important to me. How I am treated is important to me. The energies of the people around me that I engage with, that I entertain with, are important to me. Even if it's not that serious, even if we're just having fun, there is always a standard. Like, there is always a fun standard. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's laugh and giggles up here, laughs and giggles. But once you start doing some loser shit, some weirdo shit, some lame shit, the fun goes down, okay? There are levels to this shit. Please pay attention.
Watching content from a lot of dating coaches makes me realize why Black women struggle so much in dating. So I'm single and dating, so I follow a lot of dating coaches. Shout out Coach Anwar, shout out to Sia, all the goats. And a common theme that I see around dating coaches, even a lot of the men coaches, is that what they tell you to do really is just to sit back and let a man show you who he is, not to perform for him, not to go out of your way, not to do the most. Just sit back and see what it is that he's going to give you. And as Black women, we're taught that you always have to be the best. You have to be, 2 times as good to get half of where they are. You always have to have the best grades. You always have to look a certain way. You always have to be put together. So naturally, when in dating, in order to get a person that actually does things for you, you have to sit back and receive. Of course we struggle with it. It quite literally goes against everything that we are taught coming up. And even just listening to how a lot of men met their wives and what attracted them to their wives was the fact that their woman didn't put up with their BS. She just sat back and kind of let him do things for her. And he naturally wanted to do that because he cared about her. What's also funny is the juxtaposition of that versus what a lot of these men on social media tell you, which is, you got to cook for him, you got to clean for him, you always got to make sure that you're looking your best at all times. It's like, which one is the truth? I'm going to go with the dating coaches and the married people, but I don't know. That's just me, though.
Girl, the corniest guys make the best husbands. And anytime a client comes to me and says, oh my God, he's so corny, I said, girl, this is your future husband. Now, as a dating coach for 14 years and as your fairy godbrother, I know that this is going to sound really crazy, but I see it as I get 2 to 3 women into relationships every week. A lot of them are not ready for this kind of guy, but once they're in a relationship with him, it's the best relationship that they've ever had. Now, the reason why corny guys make the best boyfriends, partners, and husbands is because, one, they actually are true romantics. It's not games. So they're going to do things because of the love for you that they have, not because they want to impress you, right? So they're going to do the flowers. They're going to open the car door, the restaurant door. He's going to make the plans because he's a true romantic. Secondly, he's going to support you, right? He's going to make you the main character of the relationship versus the other way around, which will allow you to expand and be the best version of yourself. He's going to love the things that you hate about yourself and in turn help you love yourself. Also, the corny guys make the best dads. You got to do the corny stuff to be a good dad. You got to paint the nails with the daughters. You got to paint the Easter egg for Easter, right? He's the guy who's going to do your daughter's hair and do the braids and all of that, which is quote unquote corny, but necessary, intimate, loving, quality time that is necessary. The top things that are preventing a lot of women from getting their best corny husband is the fact that oftentimes I will hear, oh, he's so boring, I'm bored. Please understand that boring equals peace, yeah? And that a lot of us are used to being on a roller coaster ride in a toxic relationship where there's highs and there's lows and that feels like excitement. But when you're on a roller coaster, girl, please understand that you're gonna get sick after a while and it always leads to the same place and you don't go anywhere. I would much rather be on an Amtrak train going to a destination with great views and some Wi-Fi, right? The work on boredom is making sure that you're stepping into your main character energy so that you're never bored. Number 2, a lot of us are used to chasing. A lot of us are used to investing. That's how we connect. Please understand that that often comes from a bonding pattern we get from our parental units, which means that we're gonna have to unlearn how to do that, so that we're not overly invested. Because oftentimes what happens is, because you don't have to invest in a guy, you won't feel the attraction. And the fact that he's investing so much in you, you're gonna actually be turned off from that, because you're gonna be like, well, why does he like me so much? Girl, he likes you because you're worthy of being liked. Right? And we have to learn how to allow and accept and receive love. That's the work. Thirdly, branding. Most of us have a certain reputation, and this corny guy might not align with our quote unquote brand, and we're gonna have to let our brand go in love, right? Most of us are dating based on what our mothers want, based on what our best friends want for us, and the opportunity for you is learning how to date for yourself, okay? So girl, if you need help with all of that, just book a call with me. Like, we'll get that all situated so that you can get into the healthiest, loveliest, corniest relationship of your life, but a safe and peaceful one that makes you happy. Here's the thing, girl. I will take a Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, a Randall Pearson from This Is Us, a Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, Carl Winslow from Family Matters, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the dad from Sister Sister, Barney Rubble, Gomez Adams from The Addams Family, any guy from PBS, LeVar Burton, Mr. Rogers, any of those corny guys, because they're going to make the best husbands. What corny TV husband do you love the most?
My favorite dating advice to give is whenever my friends tell me they're about to go on a date with a guy and they're like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, have you met a man? Have you met a man? You should never let a man make you nervous. That's embarrassing. That is like, have you ever met a man? You're letting him make you nervous? No. Like, have you ever met a man? Why would they ever make you nervous? That is embarrassing.
Don't date broke in 2025. If you do, you stupid. Because I told you. Date rich in 2025. If they're not rich, if they're not providing, if they're not generous, you don't go out with them. You don't even have a phone conversation with them. Leave them in the dust where they belong. Okay? Don't waste any more time and energy on dust. That is the advice I would give to anyone. Get a man's money and start a business. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Find a man who wants to give you money, stash it, save it, invest in yourself, start a business, and grow your money. Have fun leveling up and becoming independent. But even if you're in a relationship with a grown, able-bodied man, he's supposed to be paying all the bills. Okay? Don't become independent to become Barbara the Builder. Don't become independent to become a Pygmisha. Become independent to find a man who's going to still be a provider. If you can't understand that assignment, then I don't know what to tell you. You said, what if they're way too old and ugly? Well, then wait until you're mature enough to go get old and ugly and make it work for you. Okay.
The best advice about men you could give to a young lady is to go get another one. He's not acting right, go get another one. He's not supporting you emotionally, go get another one. He's a cheater, get another one. Liar, get another one. Sing it with me. Get another one. Go get another one. You are young. You're a young lady. Go get another one. The sea is yours. Get another one.
I'm just sitting here thinking about a lot of red flags that I ignored when I was dating in my 20s. But now that I'm 30 and I haven't been dating, yeah. The first time a man showed me he can't keep his word, gone. The first time a man showed me he disrespectful, gone. Because disrespect will turn into abuse very, very quickly. And abuse will turn into somebody having to get a gravesite. And I pray it ain't never got to come to that, but I'm not with that. The first time a man showed me that he's disloyal and he has a wanderer out, he got to go, because it doesn't make sense to be with somebody who don't really want to be with you. If a man can't conform and just understand that you are the end all be all and he got to have multiple women, then he need to go find somebody that's okay with him having multiple women, but that woman ain't me. And the first time a man showed me that he might put leisure before handling business, you definitely gotta go. I don't want no man that got no cup to his lip, no blunt to his lip, and no party and all of that, but you got other stuff going on at home and they need to be handled. I don't get time for that. Also, I don't get time for no man who think that they could pimp a woman. You can't pimp me, baby. I'll pimp you.
The gatekeepers are not going to tell you this, but I am.
If you want to start dating upscale provider type men that have money, type into your Google search fancy restaurants near me and go to those restaurants. I'm telling you, when you start to frequent those type of restaurants, usually they're going to be like upscale steakhouses. Usually it's the restaurants that sometimes you can't afford it. Maybe you can, but they're high priced. When you go to these restaurants, you're going to start to meet upscale men, higher value men. I'm telling you, dress real cute, go sit at the bar. It helps to take a book to read. I got my book, The Power of Being a Woman, and literally just sit there and read your book and watch who you're going to attract. Men love when you're just sitting there minding your own business, and they'll literally come up, talk to you, ask you what type of drink you want to drink. Literally every time I do this, my bill always gets paid. I always meet high earning, prominent men. One of the men that I met, I did this a few days ago, and he paid for my whole bill. And when I go out to eat, I order what I want. Ladies, find a man with money, but also have your own money too. So I order whatever I want. My bill came up to like $400. He paid the whole bill. I asked him something about like dating advice or something like that, and he said, don't date the poor nice man, date the rich nice men. He said, you know how many men are out here that are rich and they have money and they don't know what to do with it, and they're genuinely good people? Don't date the men that are going to be intimidated at the fact that you make money, you have nice things. Date the rich nice men that are going to love that you like nice things, and it's going to support the things that you like and provide the things that you like for you. I'm telling you, a win is a win. It's a win every time. Thank me later.
Never get drunk on the first date with a man. And fellas, don't you get drunk, because I don't like a man that can't handle his liquor and I just met you. But for a woman, the reason why you should have a 2-drink minimum. 3 if the drink is kind of weak. And I'm really being nice when I say 3. Because when you get sloppy, you put yourself in a situation where now, okay, you might have slept with him a little too soon than you plan on doing. I'm not sitting here judging or making it a big deal if you do sleep with someone on the first night. However, if that wasn't your initial intentions to do that, now you're a little bit relaxing, between your legs is a little warm and a little moist, and he's looking at you in a certain way and you looking at him in a certain way, so you like F it. And then when you sober up, you have this, what the hell did I just do? So moving forward, if you want to be treated like a lady, carry yourself like a lady. Don't carry yourself like no drunk hoe. Because even if he will sleep with you, he still won't respect you. I've known men who have interacted with women who done got real drunk, and then they sitting here talking out loud. Damn, I should have gave her up to my homeboy. I didn't know she was going to be that fucking drunk. I'm telling you.
Don't talk too much. Don't tell him everything. Let him do most of the talking. Sit next to him instead of across from him. Smile. Tell him he smells good. Talk in a baby voice, and let him be the man. You be extra feminine. That's basically it. Let him do most of the talking. Don't tell him everything on the first date. Shut your mouth. Don't talk more than 30 seconds. Let him do all the talking. Gather all that information so you know how to get money out of him. Like, ask him about childhood pets. Ask him where he grew up. Ask him all this kind of crap. So if you ever need some money, all of a sudden, if he's an animal lover, your dog needs a major operation. And now you know he's an animal lover. He's going to give you the dog operation money, even though you don't have a dog or nothing is wrong with your dog. You could get money out of an animal lover if your dog might die. Okay. Listen for the keywords. Listen for the childhood things. Listen to what he's really passionate about, and you use those things to get what you want. Okay. Pay attention. Make mental notes. Stop talking. Let him talk. Change the subject every time he puts it on you. It's like, oh, you'll find out later, baby. I can't wait. And if it becomes over sexual, take the sexual power back. It's like, oh no, not yet. Not yet. We haven't gotten to that part yet. I really love hearing about you. I want to get to know you on a deeper level before we become, and you may never get there, but he has hope. Okay. So that's what you got to do there.
This is not the time for you to compromise. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been single. Wait Wait on God. And yes, I know you're tired of hearing wait on God. While you're waiting, just don't be sitting waiting. Go out and do something. Go out and fulfill purpose. Go out and have fun and enjoy your life, the beautiful life that God has given you. You only get one of these bad boys. So why would you just be sitting there waiting for a man? See, that's your problem. That's your problem. And it's time for you to wake up. Stop making marriage an idol. That's not the end all be all, and that's not your whole identity as being a wife. And if that's your whole identity, baby, it's time for you to wake up, because you are a disciple of Jesus Christ. That's the first and number one. But do not compromise. Like, wait. Have self-control. You can do it. Listen, that thing don't have more power over you. And if it does, you need to submit your flesh. Submit it under the Spirit. The Spirit is what's going to govern your life the more you feed it.
Okay, girlies, get close. Tune in. I'm gonna big sister you for a second. I love you so much, and you deserve so much. You deserve a man of God that is gonna chase you down, that is going to date you. And when he's dating you, you are never going to question ever how he feels about you. Somebody that never leaves room for you to second guess anything. Listen, if your standards are, I want a man who opens doors for me and buys me flowers, let's raise them. My sweet girl, listen to me. You are a daughter of the King. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You deserve a man that is going to treat you just as so. And remember, you date patterns and not potential. I do not care how great he is on paper. If he has horrible patterns, you better get out of there, sister. And you are to never chase a man. God designed men to chase us. You are the missing rib. You are the missing piece. My girl, you better give him something to chase and run your God-given Jesus race. All right? Give him something to chase after. Okay? I love you.
You will repel men who are not ready for you. And this is a good thing. Here's why. If you've ever been talking to someone and then you go on a couple of dates, you hang out, everything's great, and then all of a sudden they pull away, this might be why. If you have your ish together, a good job, you got a good head on your shoulders, you take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, you got it going on. And maybe you fall into the category of, I can't understand why you're still single. This may be why. If a man approaches you to get to know you, he's doing this with minimal information, right? Then he collects the information and he maybe saw you here and now he's realizing that you are way up here and he might be here. And this is too far to jump. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's a good thing. Because when you enter the relationship, you're still here, he's still here. This is gonna be what constantly tugs on your heart. He's not ready. He hasn't done the work. He hasn't gotten himself to the level where he feels like he can provide for you. Because how is he supposed to provide for you when you're up here? This doesn't mean that you come down here. This just means that he's not ready. And so in essence, when this happens, it is a good thing, because then you don't need to go through the heartbreak of trying to close that gap that will inevitably not work. Now, there's a difference between this and the anxious attachment, giving off clingy relationship vibes with minimal information. Basically, love bombing your own mind to acting like you're in a relationship before you have all the facts or even at that point, right? Which can also repel a man. Because I feel like there's so many, I was just talking to some girls at church about this. There's so many amazing women out there, and it's always like, why is she still single? Why is she still single? This is why. This is why. But let me tell you, I have so much faith. I am overwhelmingly faithful that God is going to deliver. And the reason that it hasn't happened yet is because the man that you and I are going to end up with is going to be, hold on, come on. The man that you and I are going to end up with is going to be here. He's going to lead us, so we're both there. You know what I'm saying? Love you. Bye.
The big sister advice you don't want but you need, that man is not coming back because he loves you. He's coming back because he didn't destroy your life the first time. He did not successfully destroy your life the first time. These cheetahs do not change their spots. If he was disrespectful the first time, if your friends don't like him, if your mom don't like him, you should not like that man. Do not let him back into your life, because what he's doing is seeing like, wait, hold on 1 second. What I did to her the first time, it didn't ruin her. She's still out here living her life. She's glowing up. She looks happy. Oh, I'm coming back and I'm going to make sure I finish the job. It's a narcissist mentality, and it shows up in the way of empty apologies. All talk and no action. Don't fall for it. You're smarter than that. Love you. Bye.
Hear me. I need you to normalize not texting a man, calling a man, or trying to invest more into a man that is not investing or trying to be around you or trying to be with you. You're thinking, what does that look like? That looks like you always sending him good morning text messages. You're always texting him first. You're always trying to figure out what he's doing, and he's barely giving you a response. He halfway texts you back, and you're just happy with that. You're just happy that he's giving you some form of attention back, even though you're constantly texting. You're right on the beat. You never miss a moment. And then he goes days, weeks, a couple hours without talking to you. He doesn't call. He doesn't check in on you, but you're always doing that for him. I need you to normalize putting yourself first and normalizing you're not going to do that for anyone else, because if he wants to, he will. If you are a priority in his life, he will call you back. He will text you. He will text you first. He'll call you first. It's not that hard. We cannot miss out on the most important things because you're just happy that he's giving you the bare minimum, okay? That you're accepting the bare minimum in this man's life. Find you something to do. You do not have to sit and text and talk to this person all day long. That's where your codependent and attachment style issues are coming from. Go enjoy your life. Find out what you like to do. I do not sit up and text my man all day long. I don't do it. He'll call me. He'll text me in the morning. We'll talk. We'll talk later on that night. But we don't constantly text throughout the day because I know he's living his life. I'm living my life. I don't feel no type of way because I'm very secure within myself. You cannot make a person do something that they don't want to do, and you cannot force something to be what it's not. I know me and my man are good. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let go of the insecurities. You gotta let go of thinking, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. No, work on you. When you're busy, you don't worry about if he's texting you back or not. Half the time I look up, I'm like, oh, my man done called and texted me. Let me call him back. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta start getting to that point in your life, ladies. And learn it quickly. Ladies, here.
At what point can a woman show that she's interested without seeming to be masculine?
Don't offer to pay the check on date 3. What you do is you bring a small gift to him that's $25, $20 or less, thoughtful, considerate, something that he wouldn't get for himself, that is based on his hobbies, his passion. Let's say he loves the Yankees. We're going to get him a Yankee hat or some socks or a shirt or something like that.
Oh, this is cute. I like this.
Yeah, understand this. When you do this, you're letting him know that he's not a bank to you and that you've heard him and that you're thinking about him because he just wants to be considered. You also have to understand that men do not receive presents or gifts. They barely maybe even get a card from their mama. And he will start to think of you as someone who is a potential girlfriend or wife and not just someone that he's hanging out with.
The last person I dated, I got him a vinyl record on our 4th date. I don't know why, but I did it. He brought it up so often and it felt like nothing to me.
It really is nothing, but it's everything to him.
At what point can...
The man you date is a reflection of you. If he is not investing in you, investing in your education, investing in your mind, helping you win, you have no business being around that person. So if you're dating losers and you're dating people that don't view you in a high manner, you don't view yourself in that manner. Stop dating losers, babe. The man...
I don't really care if this sounds mean. I can't respect a man who's done worse at life than me. How did you do worse in a system that was designed to help you do better? You got a head start. And you still did worse than me? Why would I respect you? Why would I let you fuck up my gene pool? You're clearly not good at this.
Ladies, take out your notepads because it's Big Sis advice time. I'm going to give you 15 non-negotiables while you're dating. Because listen, some of the dating advice out here is absolutely bunk. We're done settling for less. You deserve better. And before someone asks, yes, I'm going to be oiling my scalp. I'm using organic black Jamaican castor oil mixed with this. If you want a high quality man, then you need to have high standards. Some of these, they're not even high standards. They're just basics. Basics. I don't care what anybody says, he needs to have good communication skills. Okay, if the man cannot communicate his wants and needs, his feelings, man's gotta go. Good communication skills are crucial for a healthy relationship. Do you know how many couples fight because they don't have good communication skills? This means that the partner listens, actively listens, acknowledges what you're saying, values open dialogue, and contributes to the conversation. The man's gotta be respectful and kind. I'm not just talking about with you, because that's a given. Look at how he is with other people, especially strangers. Nothing tells you their true colors than how they treat strangers in any given context, but especially in an upsetting situation. Look at how they handle the situation. Someone who's trustworthy and honest, I feel like that's a given, come on. But if he's lying about little things like where he is, where he's going, who he's talking to, or he's being sneaky, trust me, trust your gut, he's lying about bigger things too. You need to have shared values, whether that comes down to your spiritual, religious, whether it's your finances. You need to have shared values because this will be the biggest thing that will cause a rift between the two of you. Now, it's nice to have separate values too that you guys can merge together, but you do need to have some shared values so you can see eye to eye. To be supportive and encouraging of your goals. Does he like to see you win? Or is he condescending? Does he put you down? Does he belittle your goals? Because that man's gotta go. Sorry. Oh God, this one. In 2023, I don't even know if this exists anymore, but a man needs to be emotionally available. I don't care. I don't care. If you're not emotionally available, we don't want you. You can go play your mind games with your dog. We're not interested. We're looking for grown men that know how to express their feelings like grown-ass adults, not little boys, okay? This one is often overlooked, and a lot of times I find that men have a hard time showing this quality or possessing this quality, which is being empathetic. Now, being empathetic is different than being kind or sympathetic. We don't need you to feel sorry for us. We want you to understand what we're going through. We need to have some common interests. It's okay to be different, obviously. If you have no overlapping common interests, how the hell do you expect to spend quality time together and enjoy each other's company? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can hang out with the person and do stuff that they like and they can do stuff that you like, but it is something magical when you both are passionate about an activity. This one is so important. They need to have a overall positive attitude. Now, I'm not saying they need to be chipper all the time, but do you know how hard it is when you've got Debbie Downer over here constantly bringing you down and not allowing even you to be happy? And no, I'm not talking about somebody that's struggling with depression because that's a whole different topic, but someone who's just constantly a negative Nancy, like doesn't want to help themselves, doesn't want to problem solve, like woe is me, the world is the problem. They're always playing victim, and then they're also bringing you down in the process. Trust me when I say this will wear you out so fast. Along the lines of that, someone who is resilient. You do not want to be with a man who does not know how to be resilient or doesn't possess that quality. Because listen, times are going to get tough. And the last thing you want is somebody who gets bummed out and doesn't pick themselves back up again, or doesn't look for ways to find a solution, or doesn't say, okay, well, let's try plan B. Figure out if your lifestyle goals are aligned. Next one is a big time non-negotiable. You are allowed to set your own boundaries, and you are allowed to say, hey, no, you do not have access to this part of my life or this part of my body. And if in exchange he says, well, I took you on dates and you're using me for food, blah, 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 that man's got to go. Because listen, it should never be expected that if somebody's buying you food or doing something for you, that in exchange, you should have to give up, you know what, to them. Especially if you do not want to and you are not ready. That for me is an absolute no-go. To have an understanding for respecting your space. We all know that guy that is overly possessive, and while some girls think that that's cute, trust me when I say in the long run, that's not cute. You want to be a healthy couple together, but you also want to maintain your individuality and be able to have your own life. This is a big non-negotiable for me, a sense of humor. The guy needs to have a sense of humor. I'm not saying he needs to be like a stand-up comedian, but just to be able to laugh at yourself and not take everything so seriously. I don't know, a sense of humor can lighten situations up. It just helps to navigate and get through life. If you're not following already, I'm always giving big sis advice. It's a little bit of tough love, but I mean well. Okay, bye.
To these men that you can cook. Why are you doing that? Is that man proving to you that he can cook? That man said, oh, can you cook? No. All I do is takeout. I've been doing that for years. My mom never taught me, and I don't want to learn. That's it. I'm telling you, if you start cooking them damn meals for them men, they're not going to take you out to eat. You can forget it. I'm telling you, the first thing that man going to say is, you already know how to cook. Why would we go to a nice restaurant when you are the restaurant? You already know how to cook. You're the chef. Get the fuck out of my face. If you still dealing with these men, stop trying to prove to these men you can cook. Why you want to convince him that you can cook? For what? Why haven't this man said he can cook? You see how quick a man will tell you they don't cook at all? And he's okay, eating out for the rest of his life. But now that he met you, that will change. Stop doing that, y'all. Make your own damn meals for yourself. Let that man YouTube whatever he need to look up or whatever and cook his own fucking meal. Shit.
If the most exciting thing in your life is what happens with him, there's more we need to work on than just the situation with him. If your primary activity is waiting for him to text you back, you need to get more hobbies, especially if you are an anxious attachment or a limerent. Anxious attachment is when you kind of spiral in your mind about what's happening between the two of you, or when you're going to see each other again, or how much he likes you, or if he likes you, and blah, blah, blah. And then limerence is when you obsess over someone, and there's a lot more information on that, but that's the summary. I used to be that girl. I used to do the same thing every day. I had a routine, and there's nothing wrong with a routine. But the problem is I didn't do anything exciting. There was nothing new in my life. I did the same thing every day. I went to work, I went to the gym, I came home. I went to work, I went to the gym, I came home. I rarely saw my friends. I rarely had fun events or activities that I would do. I had to find things to fill my time with. And so what I really had to do was take a step back and learn how to be a better friend. I had to try a bunch of new things to discover what I like to do, hobbies that I could have, and I had to start being very vulnerable and putting myself out there on both of those things. I started hosting at my house. I started checking in with my friends regularly without wanting something in return from them. All of this to say, now where my life is, it has completely flipped upside down. I am so busy and I'm so happy and so fulfilled. So when any man comes into my life, he is just an extra thing on top. And he's something that I have to make not just time for, but mental space for. I don't have time to sit around and just wonder when he's going to text me, or when we're going to go out again, or if we're going to go out again, or if he likes me. I do not have time to think about that. And so what I would challenge you is, don't try to stop thinking about him. Work on elevating your life to the point where you're not thinking about him. Does that make sense? And I can tell you, having been that girl and coming out on the other side, life is so good. Life is so good. And when and if and when things don't work out with someone that you're dating, it's easy to take. You don't get so overly invested in someone the way that you would have if they were the most exciting thing in your life.
Just a bit of advice from someone who knows the dating scene. Trust me, I was in the trenches too, but I'm happily married now, thank God. But one piece of advice, if someone is putting you in a grey area, he needs to go to the bin, because mixed signals are clear signals for you to leave. I feel like a lot of us, trust me, and I was there too, would hold on to like small things like, oh, but he made me dinner. Oh, but he took me on this really nice date and he planned it out for me. And that was like 5 weeks ago. He bought me flowers last year. Like, all these little things you're like holding on to because of his potential. But all that energy that you're giving to this confused guy, you could be giving to a guy that's absolutely certain about you. So just know your worth. And I know it's very hard to walk away, but if you focus on yourself and stop waiting on that guy's reply, like, why are you waiting for that guy's reply? Like, we are the black hats, they're the golden retrievers. Let's just get this straight. And men are hunters naturally, right? So If he wants you, he will come and get you. But if he's not showing that on a consistent basis, like what you need in a relationship is consistency, loyalty, and someone that's going to respect your feelings and make his feelings clear. And if he's too afraid for that, then obviously he's not ready for commitment. If you are there just for the plot, for fun, then by all means you can play all these like little mind games. But at the end of the day, if he's messing up with your head, then he needs to go, because you don't need that stress.
Oh, girl, that was some real talk. Hopefully you're walking away with some gems that'll save you time, energy, unnecessary heartache, backache, muscle ache, any kind of ache, because you know how dating can be. But let's be honest, dating is way easier when you know what you're doing. Now listen, before you think about stepping back into the dating scene, or if you're already in it, make sure you're in the best place possible. And that's exactly why I created the 30-Day Glow Up Journal Planner, because your best love life starts with you. I don't care if you just out here mingling, having fun, looking for something serious. If you're ready to level up for real and heal and step into your most confident, radiant self, grab your copy of the 30-Day Glow Up Journal Planner. The link is below in the description. And of course, if you loved this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you never miss a new drop, and give this video a thumbs up. Plus, let me know in the comments what's the best dating advice you've ever received, or what's some dating advice that you feel like you should tell someone else. Thanks for watching, babe, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay glowing.